famous rabbis of yesteryear. Now, today I want to speak about famous Afghanistani rabbi. His name was Rabbi Eliyahu ben David Elias. One of the great rabbonim of yesteryear. Now, we've spoken about many Afghanistani rabbis. In of itself, he actually had the title Mullah, which is a very, very honorary title in itself. Mullah Eliyahu Elias. Now, it's actually interesting. I think he would actually go up to Eretz Yisrael at one stage in time, to make Aliyah during the festival of Hanukkah. Back in the Hebrew year, Tafresh Tzadik Gimel, this was, along with him, they would go 3 generations, as it says there. Mullah Eliyahu Elias, ala Eretz Hanukkah, Tafresh Tzadik Gimel, ve'vi imo shalosh dorot, hu ra'ato yeladav menechado, respectively. A very, very great rabbi in itself, actually using some of the information here from the Afghanim.co.il website. And very, very interesting. Let's explore a few details in regards to Rabbi and hear what it says. There's a great description actually describing him, I think, from Zvulun Koretz, courtesy of, within regards to the great Rabbi. Adam Yashar v'tov lev rodef tzedek v'chesed, describing him as a straight person with a great, great heart. Let's just say, just chasing after doing righteousness and chesed, kindness in himself. Remember, kindness can be in various different forms also. Nolad b'Harat b'Afghanistan. So he was born in the area of Harat in Afghanistan, and remember, many great rabbis and great families actually came from that specific area in Afghanistan, which we mentioned about on various occasions before. Ish Amid Mukubal al Habriyut ve'achad Morashe Ha'ida. He was the head of his congregation in of itself, and he was one that, just was a people's person over the Beita Patuach Lekol Adam. His house was open to the throngs of the public. Many people of the community will come to him. When we say house was open, there's many different aspects. It includes Begoyim Kiyudim Ayu Azarim Al Yados. Many people will actually really respect him, not just people from the Jewish community, but people from the congregation, let's just say the wider public in himself. Hen bekesef uhu bedarka be'etzat tova. He would give over different great advice at that point in time, and great righteousness in himself. But Tor Yehudi shomer surat chinach bebeito yetomim yetomot ad shit gabru va'azar lehem lisadeh b'chayim. He would really help out many people on the let's just say many people. He would help within regards to the realm, raising orphans. People will actually be able to get about in life, really try and imbue people with good advice, good guidance, and help them both with good advice and financially, it's reported over. Okay, so it's actually B'tzurei Yehudi Shomer Masurot Chinach, as we said before, Beito Yetumim Yetumot Ad Shitkabru Va'azar Lehem Lisadeh B'chayim. Hayita lo mishpacha gedola v'da'ag lekula. It was a great family in itself, and really did worry about the main people just in the community. הוא בראתו, ואם כי היה שוחה פרוות העסקים רק פועלים יהודים, ודאג לכל צריכיכם. So he was worried about the whole community as a whole. It was like he would go on beyond the realms. He had large families, so he took care of his family's needs. But at the same time, I think he was working in trades in of itself, and he would really take care of the needs of the workers at that point in time, and just through the community as a whole. He made sure there was employment, people had to stand on their own feet, and really, let's just say, make sure that everyone will have the dignity. It says over also in this article, Yom Yom lefanot erev, hayo omed liyad sha'ar hayitziah mebeit mescharo im sakit mele'ah matbeot noten lekol oved et sacharo hayomi velo hiskim she'ascha yish'a etzlo afilu b'torat pikadon. So another very interesting trait, the importance of paying workers on time. So he would personally see to it at the end of the trade day of work, he would be by the gates of the working house, employment house, and make sure everyone got paid, so he could have his coins in that point in time, which is very, very important. Gam goyim avoto b'shel midotav. People, the non-Jewish people, were really in awe of him, and really were mesmerized by the greatness of his, let's just say, his honesty qualities, and just so qualities in midot in of itself. Now it's a progress. Aliyata imol eretz b'Chanukat Tafresh Tzadik Gimel. Like we started at the beginning of this class, he would make aliyah in Tafresh Tzadik Gimel, that specific year in of itself. And remember, there was waves of aliyot. Many people were coming to Eretz Israel at that point in time in Afghanistan. I think there were 3 or 4 waves, and so I think this was around the year in the early 1930s. If I'm not mistaken. If anyone has any more clarity, let me know. So they would actually go to Jerusalem along with many people of the Afghanistani community. Many different houses, let's just say, will be established there. Once again, he would have, just like in Afghanistan, he'll transport his great qualities of homeliness and warmth, and have his house open the whole time. And many people, throngs once again of the Afghanistani community, and I'd assume also other communities, will come to him. Ahab l'sayeh l'zugot sa'irim hanichnasim l'chayei mishpacha v'le'olam chadashim b'kilotatam. It's another interesting a tidbit. That's actually he would help, let's say, young couples entering family life, probably giving shalom bayit classes, the halachot pertaining to marriage in of itself, and will help people integrate into Jerusalem, because a big transformation it would have been to come from Afghanistan. Now you're in a much wider community here in Israel. There would be more difficulties. And what's also interesting within regards to him, it adds on the article itself. I'm just transliterating it. Okay, so we talked about that. He was part of the Afghanistani Jewish committee in Israel once it would come in, and people will, the most highest people, let's just say in this committee, will take his advice at premium level at that stage in time, how important it was. Now, בזמן המצור על ירושלים, בימי מלחמת הקוממיות, נפצע מרסיס פגז בגרונו ושכב בבית חולים. So, unfortunately, he was, I think, a victim of injury. I think at the time period of the War of Independence, I think there was a shell fragment. Unfortunately, many people did get injured, and it actually clashed with his throat, and this would mean hospitalization over there at that stage in time. It always brings a tear to the eye when someone gets hurt in any conflict or any war over here, and great rabbi like him. Haya kevesha beno leben hamavet levasof hitgabe v'abria. So I think he would make a recovery at that stage in time, and but it would be obviously toughness as in of itself. So it continues. But Tafshin Yudal Meita Ishto Rachel. So sadly, his wife Rachel passed away, I think, on this specific year. I'm not too sure what the exact year was. I'm not too sure much information. It'll be good to hear more information with regards to his family in of itself. So she passed away at that stage in time. Uma'az. This would affect him, I think, unfortunately, and I think his hearing and eyesight, that's what's reported over inside the article. I'm just translating this at this point in time. And then בכל זאת, השכם והעריב לבית הכנסת ולבית המדרש עד יומו האחרון. נפטר בה' אדר, so he passed away, his kilula is on the 5th of Adar. בן פ"ב היה במותו. Okay. אחריו בן ובת, נכדים ונינים. So he's left descendants, he left children, and 5th of Adar is his Hilula. I'm not too sure the exact year he passed away. That's something I'll have to find out if anyone's got more information. And really great rabbi. I think his, if I'm not mistaken, on the Afghani website itself, it would actually attest to some of the great rabbis who've got different biographies, and there's actually a newspaper article, I think, written about him. I think after he passed away, it's not so clear the writing at this stage in time, so I'm not going to be able to say over what is actually said within regards to him. But it was great rabbi. He would, especially at the end of his life, he would non-stop be attending, being in the synagogue the whole time, the Beit Midrash, pretty much till his last moment, and was just imbued in Torah. So very interesting. I think we spoke about a few families from the Elias family, if I'm not mistaken. Now, on this Afghani website, we'll just go on a tangent for a minute, because it's an excellent resource over here within regards to many of the great Afghanistani personalities, let's just say, and famous people that were in Afghanistan. There's also a couple, Yosef and Sarah Elias. Let's just say something about them for a minute. They happen to have been from there. Also, I wonder if they were actually related in itself. He was also born in Harat in Afghanistan. I think he was actually a Rav Yosef. And to Rav Yehuda Elias, and it's a very, very interesting. So the family itself, there was Rabbanim over there, and just to give more information about, let's just speak about Yosef Elias just for a minute. Rav Yosef Elias. I think after he would actually be working in trade also once again while learning Torah, accompanying Torah in of itself, he would also make Aliyah to Eretz Yisrael from Afghanistan. And once again, this was a big journey. I think he would actually eventually end up in Jerusalem. And I think he would get married to Rabbanit Sarah, if I'm not mistaken. And very, very interesting. So they would get married. I think he was 25. She was younger significantly at that point in time. And I think it was actually the wedding itself was on a Friday. And I think, very, very interesting. Once again, I think this was one big family. So the authors on afghanim.co.il website would speak, let's just say, in great detail with regards to the various different great family members. And he was working, I think, once he came inside Israel, Yosef, he actually, as well as learning Torah, I think he would work in the construction business. I think it would be part of those famous Dadash brothers from Jerusalem, who are also an Afghanistani family. They were very much working in the realms of supplying building materials at that point in time. He would move to Tel Aviv. He would work as a construction foreman over there. I think during the 6-day war, he would actually then return to Jerusalem. And I think he would suffer, I think after 55 years of age, I think some heart problems, which was difficult. And he passed away at the age of 60 years old. He was actually buried in Har HaZeitim, Mount of Olives, burial plot. And I think, there was other great rabbi that was also buried, I think, near him, Rabbi Abba Gol, if I'm not mistaken, rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before. That's actually interesting. So I think this was one great family in himself. So Rav Yosef was a man that had great wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Many would come to him once again for advice. So it's seemingly like this great Elias family in itself was a pinnacle of family. Where people come asking for advice. He was a public figure. He would work for the Afghani community just like his relative did, and was one of the collectors, I think, of the Rachamim synagogue itself, and was part of the treasury of the synagogue and the management, and was involved actually in the construction of the 2-story synagogue, which was built on top of the old synagogue over there. He was rabbi that would read from the Torah. He was doing the Kriyat Torah, running a youth minyan inside the synagogue over there. And constantly there was, let's just say, together there was an imbuement of Torah and strengthening over there. He was very close to another great rabbi, Rabbi Benjamin Gorgi. Remember, we've spoken about many great rabbis from the Gorgi family himself, and he was a community activist, also really helping the community. I think very interesting. He actually established also a kollel, yeshiva and kollel for Avrahim in Jerusalem. I think this is actually based in the Betzalel Ashkenazi street also. And also would establish something in Tel Aviv, also in the Sha'arei Rachamim synagogue over there. And I think later on, kollels were established in 2009, both in Jerusalem and in Tel Aviv, and that was under the leadership of Rabbi Tzvi Simantov, if I'm not mistaken, which are very, very much, I think, active in recent times. And I think there was construction of the kollel, and members of the community really help out. There's a lot of members of the community, of the Afghanistani community, especially in America and Italy, very much involved. And he was also, it's seemingly like this great Elias family was very involved in matchmaking, because not just his relative was involved in matchmaking, also Rav Yosef Elias was involved in matching people together in Shidduchim, and he was really delving in the realms of Shalom Bayit, and he was seen as his word was clear, various different matters. He was brilliant at mediation in of itself, and was working public activities in synagogues, where he was moving from here and there, from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And I think he was connected to the Oel Avram synagogue also of Rav Eliyahu Elias, if I'm not mistaken. I would actually study under the rabbi. He was involved in helping operation of gemachs. These are Gemilut Chasadim, kindness, let's just say banks in of itself, and do kiruv work also, help organizing banquets, let's just say for smachot and imbuement of Torah. That is something else. His wife happened to be Rabbanit Sarah Elias. And she was also a great person, and he was like really a people's person that was very, very beloved by the community. And I think that was later on a Torah scroll period after he passed away, if I'm not mistaken. I think in that specific synagogue in of itself, which I mentioned about before, in the Beit Knesset Yeshua V'Rachamim. I think this was during the Sukkot festival in Taf Shin Ayin. So that's very, very interesting. And I'm just looking at the moment various invitations of theirs, respectively. So seemingly the Elias family of Afghanistan was great. There was many people that were I think connected to them. There were famous families, I think, in Afghanistan of that period of time, including, let's just say, for example, the Betzalel family. There was a great family, great figures in of itself, like Aaron Betzalel, Mullah Shmuel Betzalel, respectively Yaakov Betzalel. There was a Gad, I think, family connected there. The Gol, Mullah Abba Gol, who we've spoken about on various occasions before. There's other people from the Gol family, like Arya Gol, Ehud Gol, Daniel Gol, respectively, Naftali Gol, and I think there was a captain, Oded Gol-Vardi, if I'm not mistaken, another famous figure over there. We've spoken about the Gorgi family, especially Mullah Asher Gorgi, Rabbi Benjamin Gorgi, Chaike Gorgi, or Matityahu Chai Gorgi, you could skip his full title. And one of the most famous people, Mullah Matityahu Gorgi. Also, I recommend everyone, we recorded a video on the history of Afghanistani Jewry, I think only about 2-3 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. There's other notable rabbis in Afghanistan, including Rabbi Hanania Paltiel Kohen, Rabbi Ephraim HaKohen, for example, and other famous Jewish personalities that actually came from there, which is very, very interesting. And I think other people like Efi Kfir. And I very much recommend everyone to look at the afghanim.co.il website, and it's got biographies, I think, of nearly 100 people, including couples over there with their pictures and illustrations. There was also another famous rabbi of the name Mullah Avram Shabtai, who hopefully will also record a video on, if I'm not mistaken. Remember, there were waves of aliyot where people come to Eretz Israel from Afghanistan. I think especially in the early 1930s, that was a key time period when people were coming in. If I'm not mistaken, especially even in the early 1950s, that was also a wave of Aliyah at that point in time. So very, very interesting. We happen to be speaking about Rabbi Eliyahu ben David Elias today. He was married to Rabbanit Rachel Elias, and very interesting, as we stated before. He would actually come when he made Aliyah to Eretz Israel in the early 30s. I think it was in 1933. He would come as part of 3 generations of a great family. So it's very, very interesting over here, friends. And please learn more about the great rabbis of yesteryear. Now, friends, we're a community here. We are learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. Now, if you descend from any of the great chachamim we happen to be speaking about here inside this series, please send me an email. I would love to hear more information. And if you descend from any of the great rabbis, please let me know. If you feel anyone is interested in watching any of these videos, friends, please share these videos also to other people. We're growing from strength to strength at the moment. It's let's just put it this way, I didn't think we would end up with so many subscribers like I've got at the moment, and it's a phenomenal achievement. So thanks everyone, fantastic feedback. And we don't just record videos, biography videos of great rabbis. We're actually exploring the different countries of yesteryear now here inside this channel. We're recording videos, trying to really record the videos of great rabbis that were from Asia, especially, that were from all these great countries, Ottoman countries, from North Africa, from Spanish countries. We're even recording rabbis at the moment of that were actually hailed from Ethiopia at the moment. That's another very exciting project that we are working on at the moment, and really going from strength to strength over here. And we also record a lot of short clips also of great chachamim of yesteryear, and not just great chachamim, of different sites all over Eretz Israel, the archaeology of Eretz Israel. And we've got like a lot of plans at the moment to go from strength to strength at the moment and do a huge amount more. So please subscribe. We've just come out of Shabbat Parshat Noach this Shabbat. We're coming into Parshat of Lech Lecha here in the book of Bereshit, the 3rd book of Bereshit to be precise. So we're really going from strength to strength, though. Thanks very much, everyone, for the fantastic feedback again, and wishing you all well, and take care and be well. Shabbat Tov Brach, and blessings from Israel. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, everyone, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe also to the channel and join this very, very growing community at the moment. And I appreciate all the great feedback. So have a great day and Shavua Tov. Thank you. Thanks.